There is legitimately no way that the Philadelphia Eagles can continue to get away with this year in and year out. They find a way to just dominate every single NFL draft, and this is why they have a dynasty in the making, a team that can win 3, 4, 5 championships, and I'm not just saying that to say it. This team is so good, and they just got even better in this year's NFL draft, and in this video, I'm going to break down the majority of their best picks, alright? So, they did draft 10 players. I'm going to do about 5 in this video. If you want the other 5, comment down below part 2. And if we get over, let's say, 1,000 likes. All right, 1,000 likes, we'll drop the part 2 ASAP. Let's dive into every single draft pick, or at least 5 of them. Let's talk about it. Now, first of all, let's talk about Jihaad Campbell. A guy that I thought would go in the top maybe 15 picks, falls all the way back to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they absolutely steal them. So right here, you're going to see a couple of different things, right? I want to show you the pre-snap communication between him and his teammates. Right here, communicate, says, hey, I got vertical, you get outside, right? They're in a Tampa 2 defense. We'll talk about that in just a second. But as this play starts to develop, right, we have the seam. And whenever you're a middle linebacker, a Mike linebacker in a cover 2 or Tampa 2, your responsibility is this entire middle of the field. You need to go vertical, right? So, with that being said, as we drop it back into coverage, we see this inline player break to the outside, and then they got an inside route down the middle of the field. Now, the ability to understand, yeah, we need to switch this almost ASAP. As this guy goes to the corner, this guy hits the seam, right? In the cover 2 defense, the Tampa 2 defense, the biggest hole is that deep middle of the field if the linebacker doesn't do a good job. Right here, Jihaad Campbell does an amazing job. I mean, look at the speed to get back into that play. And ultimately, his defense makes a play on the tail end. But again, this dude is a communicator. He's a leader. He's very smart. He knows his responsibilities. And he's an absolute dog. I cannot believe they got away with this. Now, when you look at this dude's grades, right, the first thing you're going to notice is he has gone better each and every single season. In 2024, the man was just unbelievable, and you can tell the man wants to be coached, which is so important at the NFL level. He can get to the quarterback among these linebackers in this group of this draft. He's really good, okay? But what I love about him is he's versatile. He brings a new dynamic where not only is he insanely good in terms of stopping the run, reacting and attacking to certain run plays, but also in coverage like we just showed, the man has all of the talent in the world. He's got good speed, he's got good recognition, and he's got a good job of understanding his responsibilities. Again, this dude is different. A missed tackle rate of 5.9%, which is a really good missed tackle rate. You want this to be a low number, and 5.9 is definitely great. And not only that, he fits right into the defense, right? Nakobe Dean is going to miss some time. Maybe he's back at some point, soon. But Jihaad Campbell is a guy that can step in and be a day 1 starter, right? Jeremiah Trotter, is he ready? I think he's good. I think he's a good player. But Jihaad Campbell is much better on day 1. And alongside Zach Bond, learning from a mentor like this, dude, I could not be more locked in with this pick than I've been with any other Eagles pick. This is such a good fit. And then there's a guy like Andrew Makuba. This is a guy that I absolutely love because of one thing specifically. The ability in coverage is top tier in this year's NFL draft. Will need to put on some weight at the next level, but he will easily be able to do that with NFL coaching staff and strength coordinators and whatever it may be, right? But let's talk a little bit about Andrew Mukuba. The coverage is out of this world, but he's also pretty good in run support as well. The one thing I love about him is his fearlessness as a tackler. So right here, we're going to see a little bit of an outside counter, right? Maybe a fake quarterback draw up the middle off that read option. But look at him read, react, and then fully attack to this running back. Look at this. He does a good job breaking down, making sure he knows where this running back is going, because if this running back breaks this to the outside, we do not want to take this type of pursuit angle. We would want to go maybe through there or all the way around there, right? We'd want to make sure to take a really good pursuit angle of this tackle. He breaks him down, he waits for that cut, and once that cut takes place, boom, lays the wood. This is a guy I am extremely high on, and again, it's not about the run support, it's more about the coverage grade that he acquired last year. Now, when you look at these stats and these grades from last year, he had an 89.7 coverage grade. I mean, one of the highest in this year's draft class from any safety. Was pretty solid in run defense. I do want him to be a little bit better in tackling, because you'll see here he had a 14.4% missed tackle rate. And again, you could compare that to Jihad Campbell, who is about 5.9. You want this number to be a little bit better, but when it comes to pursuit angles and reading, reacting, and attacking, he's really good. If we can put on some weight, I think that missed tackle rate will be a lot lower than 14.4%. And this has been a guy who just, man, I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to be so excited. He had 5 interceptions last season. Dude could force some turnovers. And when you talk about this defense, he slots in as a day one starter, potentially over Sidney Brown. And you lose CJ Gardner-Johnson. This is a guy that not only fixes that hole, but man, adds a ton of day one potential at the gate. Next up is Tai Robinson. This guy is an absolute unit of a human being as well, and we kind of got the blueprint last year of how to win a Super Bowl. The Eagles showed it to everybody, right? You need to have insane line depth, and you need to be able to get to the quarterback. This guy can do exactly that, man. Absolute unit, again, of a human being. Watch this play here as he attacks that B gap. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is we're going to reach the point of attack with this outside edge rusher, forcing this guy to slightly pick up. And as we attack this gap, we're going to find this hole because that right tackle is not there. He's not ready because, again, we reach the point of attack and then we drop back into coverage. The Eagles do this all the time with Nolan Smith, and this is a guy that can expose this. Not only is he on a 3v1 right here with the running back as well, but he just exploits it. Boom, goes right through 2 guys and then sacks the quarterback. I am excited about this one. Now, real quickly, guys, do me a big favor. Like I said, if we get over 1,000 likes on the video, we're going to cover even more of this draft and we'll meet more of the class, right? So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And comment down below P2 if you want that next video to come out. But with that being said, let's dive back in. Alright, now when you look at his card, you could tell he had a couple of bad years in 2022 and 2024, which is why he slipped a little bit in this year's NFL draft. Needed to see a little bit more consistency, but what he showcased in 2024 is good enough to say, hey, this guy is a high-end type of opportunity guy. I mean, he had a 79, almost an 80 pass rush grade, which is really damn good. Needs to be a little bit better in run defense at times, but still is above average for the most part. But look at this. He has a 10.4% pass rush win rate and an 8.1 run stop win rate. I mean, this guy can do a bunch of different things for you, and once again, fits right in as... has some really good depth behind Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I slot him in as less of a nose tackle and more of just a defensive tackle, more of a 3 technique than he is a 0 technique, but I think he does have some versatility to even split out wide as a 5 technique at the same time. So I like Tai Robinson. I think he adds a lot of versatility and definitely a steal in the 4th round. All right, next up, Smael Mondon, man. If you asked me a month ago who I thought would be the best fit for this dude, I would say the Eagles, because 1, I know that he was going to fall in the draft somehow, some way, right? And 2, I knew that Howie Roseman would be the one to pounce on him because he is such a good read, react, and attack linebacker. There's a lot of holes in his game, do not get me wrong, but this dude's got a lot of potential, okay? Right here, you're going to see him read and react to the pulling guard, right? He's going to pull over here. You also see a pulling tight end. I believe that's Gunnar Helm, who won this draft as well. And we're just going to hand this football, fake the misdirection out to the right, and try to get these second-level linebackers to bite down in that direction. Usually this play succeeds because this linebacker will bite on that early play fake. But watch him read, react, and then attack. He doesn't read and react too early, doesn't overestimate. Boom. Hits the tight end, and then disengages and makes a tackle. This is a guy I am all in on in terms of his ability to be a good linebacker in the NFL. Now, again, there are areas of his game that he desperately needs to improve, and we're about to talk about it. But when you talk about his ability as a tackler, this guy makes me excited. Now, again, when you look at his stats from last year, he was good at getting to the quarterback like we just saw. He was really good in run defense, but the coverage grade is not where we need it to be. Now, again, when you look at this Eagles defense, now that you have, a guy like Zach Bond who's really good in coverage, Jihad Campbell who's really good in coverage, right? Some of these other guys, Jeremiah Trotter needs to be a little bit better, but can do it. I mean, I think he can do it actually pretty well. Nakobe Dean could play some coverage. This is a guy that is a project, okay? If you can develop him in coverage, this is a 3-down linebacker, okay? And I'm not saying that just because he's an Eagle, but you can tell he was good at rushing the quarterback. He was good at stopping the run. Needs to be better in coverage, but at a missed tackle rate of 5.2. I mean, this is top tier missed tackle rate. If this dude is anywhere near you, you're going down. So overall, I am pumped up about Smael Mondon. And again, the fact that he lands in this Philadelphia Eagles defense who has Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Tai Robinson, Zach Bond, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Jihaad Campbell, Azeez Ojulari, Jalix Hunt, right? Andrew Makuba, Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, dude, what is happening? This team is loaded with young talent. All right, this last guy that I wanted to talk about is interesting. Cameron Williams, they got him towards the end of this year's NFL draft, and the dude is a unit of a human being. And again, I would say this is another one of those players that is an absolute steal in the NFL draft. That late, I don't know how you get a guy with potential to be a starter in the NFL. It just doesn't make sense. But this is a play where he goes up against Jalen Walker, one of the high-end first-round picks of this year's NFL draft, and man, just stonewalls him right away. I am pumped up. I am excited. I think Cameron Williams could end up being a good player in this NFL draft, and to get him that late is unreal. So, again, I want to save McWilliams and, Kyle McCord and Myles Hinton and Antwaun, Powell-Ryland and Drew Kendall for the next video. If you want that video, let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for that next update. Peace.